you, especially those of us who are watching live through our screens, but also using other forms of social media to make sure that we all get interactive and get great content right here. Well, we always do encourage you. Make sure that these are memorized for you. And we're talking about DEWA 539 Chop Money. It goes with a short code *446#. And all you have to do is to make sure that you wait for that period early in the morning. It's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. And through that short code, you're able to select option 2 to play DEWA 539 Chop Money. You win 20 times your stake with Direct 1, 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3. You also get to choose between the numbers and the range 1 to 39. And for many of you who are used to DEWA 539 Chop Money, you get to pen these numbers. Now, just in case you have any customer complaints or you want to make any suggestions to the organizers, as they do, make sure that you go to dewa-nla.com, get the latest update, also get to have their contact numbers, and then you'll be part of this great package. Now, the bonanza also continues right here on TV3 New Day, as we also have cash out. It goes with the short code *439#. *439#. The good thing about it is that it's also organized, and the draws are made in real time right here on your screens. And throughout the weekend, we've had a lot of conversations about Ghana's most beautiful. We have to say congratulations to Salom of the Volta region, Nora, who also represented the Northern region, Kwatima, as well as Nayeli, Bono, as well as Greater Accra, respectively. We know that a lot of conversations tend to happen as to whether your choices got to win or not. But for those of you joining us on the streams, we're very much happy. Facebook, X, Threads, YouTube, and Instagram, we're there live. I already see Ras Kotokama Magold, Ras Amber as well, and then Sherry, Giovanni, Akusia Jigbodi, all of you are joining us as well. Mani Ama Magold also will be joined by Amoda Hamidu, Kelvinia Sean. You say, Roland, play cash out. And you say you've been staking consistently and you've not been winning. We do encourage you to share these streams as well. Let us know what you think. Now, cash out is with a short code *439#. Now, what it also means is that because of the great packages and the content we have right here on TV3 New Day, including recollecting all the scenes from Ghana's most beautiful this morning, where we also have some of the winners coming through this morning, we're giving out a lot, 2,000 for each of the draws, and it goes to give you a lot of credit into your mobile money account. So make sure that you keep staking right from now to also have the draws. And I hope that many of you started from the early part and be part of this great bonanza. Now, Wanda Ameloku Ayuku also has joined us. Gideon, thank you for joining us as well. Salam Mabange. Now, there's a pertinent issue, and it's an issue that has caught the attention for many critics of government, but also those concerned about the right to free speech. And we all know, as Johnny talked about it, there was invasion of the studios of UTV in the evening of Saturday when they had their showbiz program. And subsequently, we've had some concerns being raised. Let me just introduce to you our guest for the morning. Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, is right here. How are you? Good morning.
Alhamdulillah, we can't complain.
Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Now, and then also we have Inusa Fuseni right here. Good morning to you. Okankwe South, he's going again for that primaries for the ruling MPP.
My name is Fuseni Issa.
Okay. Fuseni Issa, good morning to you.
Good morning, Roland.
Unfortunately, the president and those around the president
good morning, Roland.
are fielding a candidate against him.
Good morning.
They are fielding a candidate against him. It doesn't make sense. You have an MP of a sitting constituency.
Can we go back
because
to the business
who is contesting that person, they've asked the
Mutala.
person to come and contest you. And you are here happy and defending
Who is
them.
contesting him?
He knows.
Honorable,
okay.
Honorable,
Look, you are struck. These people, you are just suffering for them for nothing.
Akasokri Joseph has joined us. Good morning. He says I should tell you good morning, and also a good morning to you as well. Now let's do a recollection of the event. Yes, you wanted to say something.
I was just
Emphasize
my name again. Fuseni Issa.
Fuseni Issa will be on the ballot paper.
I'm surprised that you still get my name.
Fuseni Issa.
Yes, sir.
Fuseni Issa, Okankwe North.
He's against the establishment candidate.
Okay.
I am the establishment candidate.
Now let's.
you?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's the lady to come and contest you.
A gentleman. We're told apparently he's a deputy national youth organizer of the ruling MPP for the Greater Accra region. And alongside a number of individuals, were told one who also works with Cocoa Board, they stormed the studios of UTV. It was not a sign for you to condone at all. This is what he said, being the reasons why he stormed the studios.
Share our document. That is our property. We need him to render an unqualified apology. Again, the same person has insulted our General Secretary, he has insulted our Vice President, he has insulted our President. And there's nobody here to defend them. We are the youth of this country, not only the political party that we belong to, but we are the youth of this country. And we feel that it is unfair on our part. That is why we have come here and want to be part of the program. With all due respect, we respect you so much. Well, the program has turned into a political show. So if you want us to move outside before they start the program and you can assure us that we will come inside, fine. However, that notwithstanding, we expect that at least, even if you allow maybe about 3 or 4 of us to be here, and then the rest of the team or the invited guests can also join, we'll be glad to do so.
It's peaceful debate. That's
very peaceful. You are not here
to
fight.
One more.
Now, this is what really transpired. And now, you've just been elected into the high office of presidency for Gimpa Law School. And Eben Sefaki, say good morning to you as well. And I asked your opinion on many of these related matters. And we'll see how that goes alongside your vice. But Fuseni, why were they sent there? But the party says it's not true. It looks like the party sent them, didn't they?
Good morning again, Roland. Good morning to Honorable Mutala. And good morning to your Honorable Ibrahim Mutala.
Comrade, you can have the honor.
No, me, I'm a patron.
Mr. Fuseni, please address us a bit.
You know he's disruptive. And good morning to your viewers, particularly those in Okankwe North. I pray that it's going to be a productive week for them this week. Roland, the matter on board this morning, I have to say, without any equivocation, that the party, the New Patriotic Party, did not sanction whatever transpired at the Despite Media Group in the studios of UTV on Saturday night. The party did not sanction it. And the party is shown commitment to work with the police to help them in whatever investigations they want to conduct on the matter. We also have to take cognizance that this is happening to the New Patriotic Party, the party that has championed and continues to champion free speech in this country, the party that has monumental achievements when it comes to media freedom, the fight for the media to be free from any controls or any sort of regulation. We have done that not by word of mouth, but by deed. The repeal of the criminal libel law, where we after 20 years of waiting in Parliament, the RTI was passed when I was in Parliament, when that bill had been in Parliament for 20 years. So we have done monumental things to push the frontiers of free speech in this country. And if we cannot be associated with acts that are going, acts that will actually curtail what we have fought and what we had pushed forward over the years. But you see, then again, it's a two-way thing. The media itself as well. I mean, I will not hold brief for the young men who stormed there. It's despicable. I will condemn it. But then, in the same vein, I'll just call for a level of responsibility on the act of on the part of the media as well. I mean, so, if what transpired in the studio, I don't think that you, Roland, or your media general will sanction some of the things that actually happen on the program. I have never watched the program, so I cannot say. How do you know
things happen on the program for which you think
subsequent are not sanctionable? Subsequent to what transpired on Saturday night, there have been revelations, and the young man spoke. They actually mentioned incidents that motivated them to go to the studio to seek for some redress and all of that. I don't think it's the right thing to do. The party itself will not support such an action. But what I'm saying is that it's a two-way thing. Let's also look for some balance in what actually happens. Because sometimes I have been on shows where I mean, the whole thing is so lopsided. Sometimes you feel so down. I have been on shows where people have said things that ideally, or you could even take it personal. I have been on shows where a party like the New Patriotic Party, it's very difficult for me to sit aloof and watch a panelist or someone on the media shred our letterhead. I mean, if an issue is so important to the party, to the extent that you get the office of the General Secretary of a big party like the New Patriotic Party to write to the media house. I mean, beyond what you have heard, I can tell you that there have been engagement between the party and the media house on some of the complaints that the party is put out there. And when the party writes a letter to a media house, we expect some level of privacy, but for us to go in the full glare of the media, for our letter to be shredded like that, I think that I had not seen it. I had not even heard about it until Saturday night. I think that it's a two-way thing, and so we should be able to be working hand in hand to promote the democratic governance that we as a people have signed.
That very letter that was written to UTV.
To the sustenance of
that very letter that was written to UTV.
Yeah.
How does it sync with Article 1624 of the Constitution?
It is not in any vein meant to censor what UTV does. But you see, Johnny, you know, because of my attendance upon this show, sorry, I'm using parliamentary stuff, and because of my regularity in coming on the show, we developed some sort of relationship. If I have something or a complaint to do, I don't think that I'm going to walk to you. And you're the first point of call because of the relationship that we have established. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. I could speak to you. I could have spoken to maybe your former general manager because of the relationship. And so if I put something on paper and I tell you, oh, Roland, we could have done those things this way or that way, I don't think it's anything untoward. Maybe it will get to an extent when I think that the issues that I have raised are not being addressed, then maybe I'll go to the media commission. Then, you see, we try to resolve things at levels that are contained rather than jump to the ultimate. So the New Patriotic Party writing a letter to a huge media house like the Despite Group, I don't think it's out of place. And what I want to tell you, there have been engagements between the media house and the party on issues because the party has not been happy with some of the things that it's happening on the show. We are not even complaining about the whole media house, but that particular show. I mean, we cannot. The media house has every right to discuss what it wants to discuss at any point in time. The media house has the right to handle the issues however it wants. Yes, that right it's guaranteed under the Constitution. Nobody is censoring that. What we are saying is that we are developing a system of governance. Even America calls its democratic governance an experiment. How much more us? A little over 30 years.
So an experiment means you do invasion into studios.
Look, let's not narrow down to this particular incident. It is not the first time. It is not the first time this is happening. It's been happening. Not too long ago, there was an incident up north. There were physical authentications. We hear this over and over again. I am not for a moment, because I come here, and when I come here, I expect that whatever questions you put to me, I express my views or the views of my party or the views of government, and I want to walk out here as a free man. And that is a right that the Constitution guarantees me. That is what I want to promote. But in the promotion of that right, all we are asking is that the media also be responsible. The media also do things that will promote our democratic governance.
The responsibility? What is the point of responsibility? How do you define responsibility in this context?
The responsibility is the fact that when I walk into the studio this morning, I don't expect you to start asking me questions that are made that I will find injurious to my person or my party or something of the sort. I would expect you to meet me with words that are not.
I don't understand. Please explain yourself. Well,
if I walked in this morning and all I had was insults from you, I'm sure that.
Are you saying that's what happens at UTV
No.
and then the stations that you go to?
I said if. I mean, I'm giving a situation. When I walked in this morning, and all was like anger at me, all was like insulting my person, or like insulting my party. I don't think that I will be happy.
Is that what you experienced?
What I'm asking? Is that we should not go to that extent. We should actually try to foster this relationship. I mean,
you haven't answered me. I'm asking you, is that what you experienced?
Mutala here is on the other side of the divide. The fact that he's NDC and NPP doesn't mean that we can walk into the studio and have a discussion.
Okay.
But you see, in all of this, we have seen statements from the National Media Commission. The Ministry of Information is written on behalf of government. The party itself has issued a statement. And to add insult to all of this, the NDC itself has even issued a statement purporting or wanting us to believe that they are the what fighters for free speech in this country, which is not. But for our intervention, for intervention of the current sitting president, as the Attorney General of this nation, I'm sure the criminal libel law would have been on our books. You see, some of us say there are issues that actually led us to where we are today. I recollect in 1992. When I was doing my O-levels in Presec, I had a housemaster.
You were attacked?
No, I had a housemaster, Mr. Adodankwa, may his soul rest in peace. I used to go and buy free press for him, and then I think the Chronicle was also they were the days of the Tommy Thompsons of this.
What they call the dark days.
The dark days. I mean, so it was
my introduction. Bombing, etc. in quotes.
You see, it was my introduction and my exposure to my early political.
So you want to bring that back?
No, that is not what. But we have come from that extent, right?
If we have come from that extent, why do you go invading studios?
It was really under the NDC. It took us to come to power for us to repeal a law that had been in place since 1960. The criminal libel. We have even gone on in recent times. I was in Parliament, the 7th Parliament. We passed the RTI law. It had been on the books of Parliament for over 20 years. It took the New Patriotic. It just shows you that we are the party, and we claim, and everybody knows that we are the party who have pushed and promoted the frontiers of free speech, and that is what we stand for. We do not stand for invasion of studios. So this is just a, and we are unequivocally condemning the act. The party did not sanction it, and we will continue to work with the media to
Mr. Hussaini chooses to answer the questions that he wants to answer himself. Because
I've answered all the questions.
No, you have not. He lays instances. He outlines instances where he feels that his rights don't need to be abused or infringed when he makes entry into media houses. He feels that empaneling of individuals who are guests tend to put him in the minority. And then also he says that they are the proponent of free speech, etc. But if you look at a number of incidents that have happened, particularly over the last 7 years, that has even degenerated into us reducing in the rankings of the best environment for free speech. How do you juxtapose or sing that, Mutala?
Well, first and foremost, my good morning, and good morning to my brother, and good morning to your viewing public. Most importantly, the good people of Tamale Central. My constituency chairman just sent me a text message, and permit me, I'll read it. He said, "Congratulations for getting your freedom back, as you were able to beat Manchester City yesterday for 6 years slavery in the hands of the city." Thank you, Chairman FK.
You mean us now beating Man City?
Yes, he said he's congratulating us. The interesting thing is that my constituency chairman is a diehard Man U fan. We were able to liberate ourselves from Man City. Manchester United should be able to liberate themselves from us. I think that's what I have to tell my chairman. You've given him a lot of time. And
no, I gave him only
more time.
8 minutes.
No, more than 8.
I was counting. Please go ahead. You have 8 minutes.
Are you the timekeeper?
And when he was speaking, I never interrupted. So I expect him
to accord me. So I will interrupt
I expect him to accord me with same respect. I listen to him.
But you know I respect.
So he should accord me.
Elijah, you know I respect.
In the first place, he stated certain things that are not historically factual. Maybe I'll urge my brother to go and read certain books, and I can make the books available. I have 2 of such books in my office at Parliament, and if he's so minded, after this program, I'll make it available to him. Go and read The State of Africa, the Meredith, Martin Meredith. Go and read End of the Illusion. And I'm making reference to these specific books because they were not, and they are not written by Ghanaians or Africans. As a matter of fact, Martin Meredith's book is written based on declassified CIA information about politics of Africa. J.B. Dankwa was a CIA agent. Your party was born out of violence. As a matter of fact, the party that gave birth to the Buza Dankwa tradition.
The UGCC, UP.
No, the UGCC was not even
UP,
a political party. The
PFP.
No, the
PPP.
When I get to that, I'll remind you. When it was
NLM.
When the NLM was going,
the National Liberation.
No, not even the NLM. The UM. Sorry. Oh.
UP.
The UP tradition. It was formed. When it was formed, you know what they did? They played the war drums when your party was formed.
What's the point of this?
No, I'm coming. He's saying that they are doyens of free speech, and that at any point in time we should credit them for free speech in this country. And I want to remind him, he needs to go back and read about the political history of Ghana. Your party was born out of violence, and sadly my grandfather was one of the founding fathers of that party. And I say this with heavy heart, because if I'm condemning it, I'm condemning whoever participated in ensuring that this party that he's following now was born out of violence. And again, he also stated the criminal libel law, and he said that it has been in our book since 1960. That is factually inaccurate. The criminal libel law has been in our books even before independence. And 2, not a single person was ever prosecuted and convicted on the basis of criminal libel law. Not one person. And I know that
a number of individuals who are living today,
they were never convicted. They were never. No, Kweku Baku. Kweku Baku was never convicted on the basis of criminal libel law. Let's get this fact. The prosecution started on the basis of criminal libel law. His conviction had nothing to do with criminal libel law, and I urge my brother to do some reading. Hold on, please. None of them. Not a single one of them. I say not a single one of them.
When we go on this tangent, there are living people, and I've had great association with Benefsin, etc. They've gone through some horrid times. So it's those recollection of those times where the commitment of the state
Can I make my point? I am challenging the statement he made that are factually inaccurate. And I say some people were prosecuted on the basis of criminal libel law. They were not convicted on that basis. They were convicted on contempt of court. So it is not true to create the impression as if the criminal libel law was put in our statutes by the NDC or the Nkrumah's administration. It has been in our statutes before independence. Right. As a matter of fact, when the criminal libel law was actually repealed, the then Chief Justice openly spoke against the repeal of that law. Your Chief Justice, a Chief Justice who was appointed by President Kufuor, openly spoke against the repeal of the criminal. Please, can I finish? Please, can I finish? I listen to you. I see. That is why I expect him to accord me with same respect, because a lot of factual inaccurate statements, and then people, the saddest aspect of them people, they don't do reading.
No,
they don't. No, they don't.
But it's also true that criminal libel law was decriminalized by the Kufuor administration. That's a fact.
Nobody is talking. I'm saying that. Please. Why? We've introduced anti-terrorism laws. When we had, in fact, as a matter of fact, when we had COVID, didn't the president go to court to come out with laws that indeed infringe upon the rights of the people of this country. So please, he should allow me to make my points. He is making statements that are factually inaccurate. And that is why I recommended those two books. I have them in my library. I can drive you to Parliament, make them available to you, and bring you back here after this program. So it is factually not accurate. Not a single person in this country under the NDC was ever prosecuted and convicted on the basis of criminal libel law. The prosecution indeed began with that, but the conviction had nothing to do with criminal libel law. So you cannot be blaming the NDC for a law that was in our statutes even before independence. So that is the factual inaccuracy I want to state. And again, under President Kufuor, we had a journalist who was taken to the residence of the president and was shaved. Have you forgotten that? And was shaved. In this country, we have been told that, oh, these are the doyens of democracy. They promote free speech. Tell me, within the years NDC ruled this country, we have witnessed the terror, the violence perpetrated by citizens of this country as we have witnessed under your reign. Tell me, you see, the shit bombing. Nobody has any evidence that it was done by the...
Sorry, it's morning. It's morning tea.
Hold on. I said, please.
These are incidents that are public record.
Hold on.
At the end of this experience,
please. Don't sit here to say what pleases you. Speak to the facts.
I'm speaking to
Was there any establishment that it was done by the NDC?
Of course, there may not be, but...
So tomorrow, someone is murdered on the street of Accra because it happened under MPP. President Nanado instigated the murder. I mean, please. I mean, we are speaking to intelligent people. Yes, there was shit bombing. I empathized with Kweku Baako at the time, and I actually wrote on my page on that issue when I disagreed with him politically on everything. But I'm saying that nobody can tell me that it was perpetrated by NDC as a political party. Haven't we had similar incidences, worse incidences happening under this government? Can I just go to town and say that because there was an attack on an individual on the street of Accra, it was perpetrated by this government? That is absurd. Absurdity in its highest form. So the criminal libel, nobody was prosecuted and convicted on that basis. People were prosecuted, but the final conviction to those individuals had nothing to do with criminal libel. I'm saying somebody was taken to the residence of the president and was shaved. Have you forgotten that? In this country, you had a court of competent jurisdiction. A court of competent jurisdiction seated on a case because the regional security advisor or security whatever coordinator was barbarously beaten. Now the court of competent jurisdiction sitting on this case, your MPP activists, hoodlums, demagogues, criminals, terrorists, they attacked that court. But for the intervention of the police, the judge would have been killed. Hey. What happened? The same government, the same MPP says, oh, we are prosecuting them. As a matter of fact, none of the individuals who were put before court was found in the video. The very people after the incident, they granted interviews in Kumasi and said boldly, they did it. When the police was arresting those who did it, they never even arrested the gentleman who granted interview and said that they organized the attack. Please, let me finish.
You blame God.
Let me finish. Please, I listen to you.
Mutala,
I'm saying that the very people who did that, when the police, which is under the supervision of the Minister of Interior and the Minister of National Security, who report to this incompetent and corrupt president every day, when they were arresting people for the purposes of prosecuting them, they didn't arrest even those who granted interview and said that they organized the thing. They arrested people who by law could not be established that they indeed did that. And when they did that, what did they tell us? They came out and said they could not proceed because of nolle prosequi. Every single decent lawyer would tell you a nolle prosequi is not acquittal. It means that you don't have evidence at that material moment, and at any point in time you get evidence, you'll be able to go ahead with the prosecution. Why would you have evidence when you decided not to arrest people who granted interview and said that they perpetrated those crimes? You decided not to arrest them. You sit here and you talk about free speech again in this country. You had an MPP function in Tema, in fact a national function. I think it was something on Farmers Day on a program. You had Delta Force members who came, they were given the mics and they threatened everybody in this country. So is it strange that we experience some of these things happening. The most violent political party ever in the history of this country is the UP tradition. That's the party, the UP, I wanted to remind you of. Sadly, my grandfather was one of the founding fathers. And the more I read about the political history of this country as a young person, the more I distance myself from this. Matimuhu, you want us to remind you, women, their private parts, they used pestle and pounded them in Kumasi. That was what your tradition did. You should be the last people who should be talking about free speech and democracy. You should be the last person. Please, I am saying that Matimuhu, if
I've never heard
I listened to him.
Mr. Mutala.
I listened to him.
Mr. Mutala.
He should listen to me.
Let's come to the present day.
No,
and then
please,
the related
we can't come to the present day when he's telling me, going back to history, how they have created this environment of peace we have. We can't come to the present day. I need to respond to those factual.
So you're saying we need to do a historical record.
But he did that. He did that. So what barred me from doing that? So when we talk about decency in governance, free speech, your party should be shelved somewhere. In any case, let's come to the present issue. You have your acting regional youth organizer. Your regional youth organizer has actually resigned.
Yeah, he has 3 more minutes. He has 3 more minutes.
Why? Did I? You see Roland.
Please go ahead.
There's not 10
You
minutes.
see Roland.
Oh, Mutala, please go ahead.
I'm saying that you have your regional youth organizer. In fact, he's the acting regional youth organizer. The regional youth organizer has resigned. No, he's the acting. The regional youth organizer has actually resigned to contest elections. Yeah. Now you have a regional youth organizer who led barbarous individuals to attack a media house because they express issues that they are uncomfortable with. Ironically, the same person they went there to attack, what didn't he say about President Mahama and NDC? What didn't he say? Nobody even ever called to threaten him.
You're talking about A+.
Yes. Manasseh Azure. The very day President Mahama lost the mother, that was the day Manasseh found it necessary and prudent to publish stories that ended up to be untruth about President Mahama. You remember the fourth issue? The very morning, you people went to town, regardless the moral ethics and standard expected by any decent individual and Ghanaian. You went to town, given credence to something that was not true. On the day President Mahama lost the mother, nothing happened to Manasseh. Go and read Manasseh's write-up. As a matter of fact, Manasseh needed to be provided with security because your government threatened him. What has the MPP done in the eyes of this? You have your regional youth organizer, your acting regional youth organizer who led this tax to do what they have done. Your party didn't see the need to condemn him. Well, what your party needed to do, what the party needed to do was to sanction this individual. Now, GJ, the list said about the statement they issued, the better. Who are they trying to please? And asking political media houses to act, with some high standard of professionalism. What is unprofessional about this? When you talk about the program not being a political program, why? Do you determine to any media house the kind of programs they run on their station? Don't people have the right, the space, the democratic space to express their convictions on issues? Tomorrow it could be any media house. Go to Net2, go to Untumi station. They bring MPP people, they heap insults and attack. Nobody has ever said anything. So the last time you should ever talk about MPP promoting peace and freedom, don't go there, because your party has nothing to talk about. We can remind you as to what you have even done under this administration.
Let me just remind you, Richard Ahiangba, he is the director of communication for the ruling party, the MP, for which Fuseni Issa belongs, has categorically dissociated.
I said they should sanction him. Sanctioning him is different from... Let me read. I'm saying that they should sanction him. When you read, I will respond. They should sanction him.
Okay. So he has dissociated the ruling party, the MPP, from the incident that happened. Mutala is saying the outright action that needs to be taken by the MPP, of course, director being Richard Ahiangba for communications, is to sanction the individual. Otto is called by a nickname in political circles as Commander Mandela. Now, if you look at what Richard Ahiangba issues as a statement, dissociating the ruling MPP from the incident, and then the actions of the individuals, Mr. Hussein, who are no people but well-meaning in the party at the youth level, somebody will be asking, apart from what instigated the incident or the action, who would order them to do that?
I have stated here that...
you think they just got up and did what they did?
I have stated here that the act was not sanctioned. But even before I come to that,
Please answer my question.
Murtala, not for the first time.
Please answer my question, then you can come to the rebuttal.
Yeah, no, wait. Oh, Johnny, sorry. Roland, allow me to. Murtala has stated, not for the first time, the fact that I don't know his rendition of the history of this nation. For him to tell us that our party was born out of violence. If in any case, if there is a political tradition today, or I wouldn't even call it a tradition, a political party that was born out of violence, we know where the NDC is coming from. Because the NDC and the PNDC does not have any antecedent. We will tell you, the formation of the United Party. The United Party was made up of parties from everywhere. That was why it included what he claims, that his own grandfather was part of the UP. The UP was formed as a conglomerate of different political activities or political groupings in this nation. The Ganshifimokbe, the Agno Youth, the Northern People's Party, they all came together to form the UP. So how can you tell me, how can you tell the people of Canada it was born out of violence? It was born out of the goodwill of the leaders and members of the different political traditions then. And so the UP is actually the party that has actually survived over the years, and that is why we are still alive, because we were a national character party. Moving on. The NLM was because the NLM was formed as a movement from within the CPP. The Ashanti region people wanted to also have representation on national, and so they called themselves, let's move away from the CPP and let's come together. And the NLM was also part of the UP. So what is we are the tradition of national character. That is why we have your grandfather. I'll just appeal to you. Charlie, come home, because we are the original party. This is the history. Don't give us a rendition of what you think is history. This is the history. This is the antecedent of the NPP. And this is how the UP
Please answer my question.
UP was formed.
What will compel these young people in top leadership, youth level, in your party to take the action they did if nobody high up sanctioned them? I
have said, Roland, and I'll repeat again. This act was not sanctioned by the party. I mean, I am here this morning representing the NPP, and the assumption is that anything I say this morning will be attributed to the NPP and by extension the government. I might say something in my personal, but my personal right. But if I don't clarify, then somebody might think that is the thinking of government or that is thinking of the party. So this doesn't happen in politics. The NPP is a huge party of national character. There are people this morning in somewhere in Bunkugu or in Yosu or in Hohoi, or in Kambule, and also in Okakwinov, all working for this party. And in all of them working, I mean, we won't get everything right at every point in time. These are excesses. And the parties come out. You saw how swiftly our communication director went on TV the very night to actually explain the situation that way. And actually, he actually said it, that this is not sanctioned by the party. It's only Monday now. He is calling for sanctions. And I don't know when he started running our party for us, but I can assure him that our party is that of discipline. Whatever action the party takes against the perpetrators of this act will be public.
Does the party think this action that was taken by the youth leaders is a grave infringement of the Constitution? And because you claim that your political tradition, but more so in the Fourth Republic, are great adherents to free speech, and of course you lead that by saying decriminalization of the libel law, you think that
the RTI,
please, you think that these actions are sanctionable, and so by this time we should have had a letter in the public domain that indicates the actions that have been taken by the party.
This program, I got one of this program around midnight on Saturday. We've had Sunday, which is no.
But you said the party director of communications was live.
Yes, because I watched him on live.
Drove quickly to the studio.
Yes, I watched him on live.
So do you think that these individuals by now, the public, to make sure all tempers cool down, should have been told that they've been interdicted or sanctioned by the party publicly?
Roland, it's Monday morning. It's not even 9 o'clock.
When it comes to that one, it's Monday morning.
No, you see, we had to first do the important things and get the public to be confident that the New Patriotic Party will not sanction this act. But I mean, I have stated, we are cooperating with the police in investigations. We have assured that measures will be taken to forestall some of those things, and give us in the goodness of time, all of this will come to pass. Whatever action the party takes against the perpetrators of this act will be public. We will not hide or check anybody who actually wants to turn back the achievements that we have been able to do under the frontiers of free speech. And it's us. It's a New Patriotic Party. That's what we stand for.
Mr. Fuseni, we're told that your party apparently has been writing, apart from what has come to the public domain, the letter to the management of UTV, being writing left, right, center to media houses for which you have difficulty with the content that they tend to discuss on socio-political shows. Is that true?
Roland, I don't know what you mean by left, right, center. I don't know what you mean by left, right, center. But what I'm saying is that with my regularity in media general, Alice, I know you, I know Johnny, I know a few of you guys. And so if I have a complaint on the program, I don't think that you will even feel okay if I go directly to the National Media Commission, which by law I have every right to go to and lodge my complaints. I think that for the essence of where we are today, for the work that we do, I am a stakeholder. That's why I'm seated here this morning. I'm sure you could have decided to do your show without a representation from the New Patriotic Party or from government. But because you think that my presence here will contribute or give another angle to whatever the discussion is, that is why you have found it prudent to invite me to the show. And so we work together as stakeholders. And as stakeholders, we have to try to resolve issues at a certain level. We don't always have to run to the national media as a first option. If it persists, whatever I'm complaining about, if it persists, and I think that nobody's listening to me or my issues are not being addressed, then I'll go to the National Media Commission. But if my party today thinks that, oh, what is happening on the New Day is, I think that we will engage. You know, Roland, that some of these engagements, they happen. Somebody will call you as I walk out of the studio. In fact, even me sitting here, I'm getting text message and giving me feedback on on my presentation. I'm getting real-time feedback. So it fits into how I do. It's just
Is it not true that for hosts like us, as well as those who tend to ask critical questions of government, you have taken a certain dislike, not necessarily you, but the top echelons of the ruling party, that sometimes you go at the tangent of insult and trolling on social media, for which you even tend to put all these write-ups on social media insulting us constantly? Is it's a deliberate attempt? Is that not true?
You see,
because I've suffered it too.
The times are changing. Murtala just said that he wrote on his page during the shit bombing era. And the shit bombing was...
No, there was no Facebook, so he couldn't have written it.
I didn't say on Facebook.
If you play, you
I said I wrote.
He said, okay.
I wrote.
But he said page.
He said he wrote.
There was no Facebook, so that's a
you see, So him, at the time, whatever he wrote, I'm sure was his. Independent. At the time, he probably was an activist of the NDC. Maybe on campus or something. At the time, he wasn't member of parliament.
What's
at
your
the
point?
time.
That those who are attacking us on social media,
that you see,
sometimes we receive calls.
Politics has changed.
Sometimes we receive calls. Sometimes threatening calls, etc.
I gave you an instance where within it was this Justice Affair or something. There's a Chronicle Free Press issue, the Tommy Thompson issue. Where I was a teenager at the time. I mean, following issues up and all of that, right? At the time, if I had expressed my opinion, I'm sure if that issue had happened today, with the advent of the internet, with the advent of Facebook or Twitter, I probably would be tweeting on those issues and all of that. But because in those days I didn't have the opportunity, or we all didn't have the opportunity, it didn't happen. You see, when individuals do, sometimes we have to be able to even delineate what is officially from the party or the official party spokesperson. Right. But there is nothing wrong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with an NPP leader, let's say with our communication outfit, there's nothing wrong with anybody from our communication giving you feedback on your program. It fits into enriching your program. I think that, look, we are all stakeholders, and we have also ascribed to this democratic governance. And one of the cardinal points
trolling
is the
and those
issue of
things,
trolling and all of
to be
it happens
issuing
to me.
threatening
Before I leave,
messages.
I am sure that I'm getting feedback real time on your Facebook page. People who agree, people who disagree with what I'm saying. But that is a beauty of democracy. Everybody has their view, and so don't think that what you do is sacrosanct, such that nobody can critique you. We have to take it in real time, put the feedback in our work, and ensure that we get better at what we do. That's what we are saying.
From what you're saying, we all have to take it because we're all not sacrosanct. Does it mean that we have certain individuals who are occupying top positions within the party who are intolerant in taking some of these in sacrosanct?
Intolerant, I don't
because
know. I don't know
the gentlemen who invaded the city certainly were intolerant.
I don't know whether I really am finding it difficult to get.
Because the NDC also could decide to come in when there's a subject matter they are not happy in.
Look, I could sit here and mention a plethora of incidents that happened at the NDC. Ship bombing one, where Standogbe had an issue of journalists sometimes crashing the camera. It's one. I don't want to go that tangent. I don't want to do that because I don't think that is the right thing to do. I think that we all should work towards enriching the free speech. And I will say we are the doers of fighting for the frontiers of free speech. These are outliers, and they are not the character. They do not reflect what the New Patriotic Party stands for.
These are outliers, doyens of free speech, having youth leaders of the governing party going and entering studios. He's saying that trolling by party activists of the governing party are normal, and that he also receives it. So that's how it should be, free speech.
I think I have attempted dismantling the notion that the NPP, they are the doyens of democracy and those who safeguard, freedom of speech and expressions. I think with the history, the little history that I have stated, it is very clear, I believe, in the minds of very progressive individuals that statement is completely misleading. They are the perpetrators of political violence in this country. And I thought my brother was going to tell us the relationship the NLM had with the UP tradition. Buza went to parliament with just his seat. He lost even the elections. People still cannot fathom why, S.G. Dombo was not the leader who came with the leader of the Northern People's Party for about 15 or 16 seats. So the history is very clear. They are never the doyens of democracy in this country. And let me also repeat that the shit bombing, bad as it was and condemnable as it was, no one can say with any evidence that it was perpetrated by the NDC government at the time. If we want to stretch it, then we can attribute a lot of, chaos and barbarous incidents happened against individuals in this country to this government, and that may not be fair. So I think that we need to move away from that. Our democracy is evolving. Granted that we had some of these incidences, which you can attribute to the PNDC, not even the NDC. And yes.
Are you disowning the PNDC?
I say incidences.
Are you taking the PNDC?
Please. I say incidences you can attribute to the PNDC. I'm a very proud member of the NDC, and I unashamedly, distance myself from PNDC. No, I agree with a lot of things that the PNDC did. Certain things that the PNDC did which I'm not comfortable with. Publicly I have stated. I said the 31st. I said the overthrow of Liman. I have publicly condemned that. That is how we are supposed to be evolving as a people. Be prepared to admit that your government taught the people of this country how to use the gun to rule. Be prepared to admit that in terms of... Oh, please, you are asking me how so. Nkrumah was a democratically elected government. Was he not? How did you topple Nkrumah? How did you? The biggest beneficiaries of Nkrumah's overthrow was you.
You mean the UP tradition connived with the CIA?
Not...
Roland,
that is why I made the book available that I should read. I have it. The State of Africa.
These are declassified.
J.B. Dankwa was on a CIA payroll. He was a CIA agent. Today, he was a CIA agent.
You had said this on a media platform and generated into the... And we don't want to go there.
I said, I will make the book available to you. I have it. Look, end of the illusion. I'll make them. These books were not... Look, I listen. Why don't you have the patience to listen to me? Why?
You are
behaving like Nana.
We have declassified files of the CIA.
So I'm saying that there's no denying. In fact, Some of them were convicted. They were criminals. Today we have named certain state, important edifices in the name of criminals. Today you are attempting to name University of Ghana J.B. Dankwa. What did he do for the political growth of this country? The attempt to rewrite. Kwame Nkrumah established it. The dichotomy between Kwame Nkrumah and those individuals are just too wide. UGCC was not even a political party. You want us to, let's find a time to look at the political history. It was not a political party.
But they brought
it was a movement. So if you want us to go there,
movement.
As a matter of fact, Nkrumah was already engaged in ensuring that the entire Black Africa was liberated, and that was the reason why he had links with Du Bois and Co. As a matter of fact, the promises you made on Nkrumah, you didn't even fulfill it. Don't even go there.
But
your party, as a matter of fact, the entire party head office of your party should be declared as a security zone. Your party, you have masterminded this. You see, we are not saying that the MPP sat at a political party and say go and attack, journalists or media men or discussants who were on a program. You have your regional youth organizer who led the attack. A serious political party that expect the people of this country to believe that they had nothing to do with that incident. You sanctioned that gentleman. You haven't done that. Sanction him. You haven't done, and this is not the first time. You remember in 2004 when guns were shot at registration center in Tamale. When they were apprehended, you know what they said? I don't want to go back to that. Now, assuming that those incidences can be attributed to all political parties, our democracy is evolving. In this age and time, you wrote to the station first and foremost as a party. You actually wrote officially. When the management had meetings with you, and you yourself, you stated here you had a series of meetings. The management didn't see anything wrong with whatever they were discussing there. And indeed, there was nothing wrong with the discussions they had there. And that is why I said the very person you went there to attack, what didn't he say about NDC? In any case, when NDC had problem with multimedia, what did we do? With several complaints, and they refused to act, we decided to boycott that station. This is how decent-minded political parties do. We decided to boycott participating in any program of the station until the matter was resolved. You have decided that you use buga. You won't discuss. You use violence because you use violence under a court. And the doyens of democracy, the Ghana Bar Association, those bunch of hypocrites, nobody said anything about that act.
Is that what you're calling the Ghana Bar Association?
Of course.
Bunch of hypocrites.
They are a bunch of hypocrites.
Please, Roland.
They are bunch. Don't I have the right? Why? Is the Ghana Bar Association sacrilegious that don't I have the right?
I don't think it's...
I have every right to describe. Look, you have a bar association. You have a bar association that issued official statement after NDC lost election and said that they were desisting from political comments again. Bar association, you think I should take them serious? They issued official statement with their letterhead when NDC lost elections in 2000 and said that they were no longer going to engage in any political discussion. Please, what did they explain? They had nothing. I'm saying that they're a bunch of hypocrites. So what did they do? What did the clergy do?
Why are you calling the bar association?
Please.
Why are you disruptive?
You are very disruptive. I'm saying that they issued an official statement.
So you're saying key institutions and
who ought to have condemned and have also indicated.
Is that why you have
the reason why they came to that position, that Nole Prezica, they didn't have any evidence at that circumstance. The very people who did that, they refused to apprehend them. Your party is so violent. Look, everybody must condemn this. And the GJ, what kind of statement is that? People are attacked. A media house is attacked. Someone could have been killed. As I sit here with myself, my brother, and you, do we know who is planning to attack us? So we should wait until something happens. Assuming there was an individual who went there with a gun and shot and killed somebody, what would you have said? If you want us to take you serious, you need to sanction that individual. You need to revisit those who attack a court of competent jurisdiction, and nothing happened in this country. In this country where a criminal who engaged in destroying our water bodies, Ashawan, The woman was being prosecuted. You decided because of certain loans or money you wanted from China, you freed that woman.
Is the matter not back in?
The chief minister. Oh,
please go ahead.
you see this.
No, you're just giving.
You see this government is just a joke. I have never seen a joke of a government than we have today.
What do you mean?
Now he's telling us that the criminal, the right to information. I have been a deputy minister for information before. You do know the work we did on that matter. And at the time when this thing was passed, they took all the works that were done by the previous administration. It's just like the paperless thing we did. When we finished, I moved the motion on the floor of Parliament. We had all this International Trade Commission bill, International Trade Facilitation. We passed everything. Dr. Bawumia, the person who speaks, makes fun, and only he will laugh. He comes and then he says that, oh, this is what I did, paperlessness. Every government, please. I said we implemented it. We were left with that please. I said, please. We were just left with two institutions. Yet Dr. Bawumia is taking credit for it. By the way, are you supporting Bawumia or Alan?
I'm supporting Bawumia.
So maybe that's why they brought the other candidate. You are all supporting Bawumia. They brought a candidate who is also supporting Bawumia to unseat you.
I'm supporting Bawumia.
Is there a candidate supporting?
Oh, they have brought someone, the deputy minister, to come and contest him. When a sitting MP, because
I have this one from
your party, the Flagstaff House is the one being, and
I have this one from
defending
Prince
Henry.
Prince Henry in Kofodia says, there's no doubt that the civilized MPP members who stormed the studio of UTV were in the known by or for the MPP and their top hierarchy. Kojo Oponkroma, the minister, issues a letter clearly saying that the MPP supports that they are civilized members, or what their civilized members did.
He described as civilized members.
Civilized member. I think he is being sarcastic, and he says that the future is pregnant. And then also we have Chris from Ashali Boche. He says violence seems to be part of this administration and their history, and they can't run away from it. Do you remember when MPP hooligans invaded a court in Kumasi and how they were liberated? The MPP only embellished the wrongs and nothing was done. What the guys did in the studios of UTV was so barbaric and highly condemnable. My worry is that is the program an entertainment program or a political show? And Master Planner Jr. from Kintampo. Now, Kizito from Tema says, we are now living in a different Ghana, and the people who profess to be Democrats and surprisingly undemocratic in their actions all the time. Elliot Wogbe also says, I'm not happy with you not wanting Ghanaians to know the truth about the MPP. Before the show started, you show videos of how the MPP is now behaving as if they are the owners of this country. So I don't get why you won't allow Mutala to go on his submission in the historical recollections. Then I have Alote, George Alote. He says that even Mahama said no one can beat NDC when it comes to unleashing violence. Inform Mutala for this. And then, of course, Audu Kalio also issues a statement and says all that.
President Mahama said that just to tell them that with all the strength and the capacity to respond violence with violence, we have been very decent-minded, and that is why we are not doing
all right,
that.
Nana, you may do
not take that out.
Please, gentlemen. Nana, you may do from Jubilee House Communications.
Yes, but
you are the owners of violence. I'll play the video. You want me to play the video?
But he said that's why.
I'll play the video.
You
want me to send you the video?
Nana,
I'll send you the video.
What did he say?
Let me read this. Nana, you may do from
Jubilee
Jubilee House Communications says we are the MPP and not the government.
We are avoiding that.
We are the government party.
We are avoiding that.
Not the ruling party.
You are not doing that.
I'm enjoying the show. Greetings to your panelists. This is the first time Nana Imedu said he has enjoyed the show, so we'll see how that goes. And this one is coming from Helga Boedi. Now, my worry about all my media friends and journalists and their family is about whether they are safe. Tell Fuseni we are tired. He should, for once, tell the truth. He's doing his usual. Won't
I
criticize.
recollect you from Space Phone.
Yeah, you recollect him, man.
How many Edgar do you know?
Please.
No.
Okay. Now,
I know.
Your name, I know about 10 people who use your name. 10.
No, but I know where she's
all right.
coming from.
How do you know? I know 10 people.
Can I go on?
CEO for the antecedent of NEI.
Can I go on? There's an incident, and these are concerns of people living with HIV/AIDS not getting antiretrovirals. A statement was issued by the Ministry of Health, and subsequently it received public criticism that it's only 4%. When you do a computation of the 4% of the number of individuals living with HIV and AIDS, that's 14,000 in excess. That's just 4%. And so saying 4%, we're being told that the ministry didn't act well. What do you say to that? Just shortly in 2 minutes.
Roland, a lot of the times, bureaucracy itself, it's what we have to contend with when you're in the public sector. I'm sure when it comes to issues where ministries have to work together, in this instance, the Ministry of Health had to go for clearance from somebody at the Ministry of Finance before it's taken to the customs or to grant that aid. And many a times, especially when there are no systems or there are no antecedents to some of these transactions, it might stall along the line because a paper is lying on somebody's desk and it's not being actioned. And so some of this is because I don't think that this is going to be a deliberate thing either on the part of the Ministry of Finance or the Ministry of Health to hold such important medication at the ports without clearing. The matter is still evolving. I still have very scanty information how this thing can happen. But I know that for anybody to clear items from the port, you need that clearance from the ministry. And you see, our current regime, the minister himself has no power to grant any exemption. He has to come to Parliament. So depending on where legislation is, where the antiretroviral drugs are placed and all of that, I'm not too sure how come this is going to happen. It's only Parliament that has the power to ensure that some of these exemptions are granted. And I'm sure it's something that is stuck in our bureaucracy. And I hope and pray that because this matter has come to the public knowledge and discussions have started, I expect that. In fact, I even had a date. I had on the 13th or something, 13th of October, those drugs are going to be cleared. This morning, I'd actually expected us to also be discussing the economy, the IMF, and where we are and all of that.
What's wrong with the IMF?
Hopefully, the IMF team were in town.
He prepared for IMF.
The IMF team were in town.
Are we discussing IMF?
No, we're not discussing.
They have come to
Murtala,
so the engagement for the next tranche. We said that the economy was.
So Murtala, the ministry,
and all the indicators are showing.
The Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Health says that they categorically state that these headlines are misleading, etc., and have said that, well, having brought to the attention of the Commission, steps have been taken to secure the needed extra funds to ensure clearance by Friday, October 13. And people are saying that people's lives are at stake, and that'll be Friday.
You see, with all apologies to your viewing public, those who may be taking their breakfast, but it's an African, in fact, a proverb in Dagbon, and I can describe it as not just a northern proverb, but an African proverb. You cannot sleep with an itching anus, and do not expect to wake up with smelling fingers. The mess that is created is nothing but a symptom of the maladministration, the corruption, and the crass, gross incompetence of this government. The attempt to defend the indefensible is legendary this morning. The drugs came in May. Parliament, May, we were still seated. In this country, this government gave a waiver. I know B5, there is one company, one Indian company.
The steel factory.
They gave them a waiver of over $11 million. $11 million. And I remember on that day on the floor, myself and the MP for Boli, we vehemently opposed this. Yet they went ahead to have this waiver done. And the information I even got was that the goods were already in Ghana. Now, over $11 million waiver was given to B5 and another company, and in the name of 1D1F. And the question we're asking was simple. Did they provide evidence of the jobs they were creating. Please let me finish. Let me finish.
Just a point of information. I was on the finance committee where we put a framework for companies under 1D1.
I'm saying
so they don't have to go back to scratch. There's a framework in place.
I'm not talking about
under which they are granted.
He's going palace.
I'm telling you where it started from. Where 1D1 started from.
I have served in the finance committee before. I'm not talking about framework.
There was no 1D1.
He's talking about the commitment.
I'm not talking about framework. I'm saying that you saw the need to give over $11 million. That's why some of us have problem with 1D1F waivers to just 2 companies. Yet you have drugs that is to ensure the life, the safety, and the health of unfortunate brothers and sisters of ours in this country who have HIV/AIDS, who are just like us, ordinary citizens like us, who also want to live a normal life, have families, they have friends, they are contributing towards the growth of this country, and this government thinks that their life do not matter.
No,
please.
You know.
Can I finish? The saddest aspect of it is that I listened to the spokesperson of the HIV/AIDS, group, and she said, "Look, association," and she said, "Look, some of their members are even looking for expired drugs to be taken." I mean, I wept. I'm telling you, this thing should not happen. If your government was so minded and serious about that, they would have indeed gone in to do that. Are you telling me the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and the Ghana AIDS Commission, they didn't know that those drugs were already in Ghana? They didn't know that the drugs ought to be cleared? Are you telling me they didn't know? If they didn't know, if the Ghana AIDS Commission didn't know, if the Ministry of Health didn't know, if the government didn't know, then this government is unfit to be in office for a next day, because you ought to know. And I have served on the Ghana AIDS Commission board before as the Deputy Minister for Trade. I served on the board. And every time information is provided to the Chief of Staff, mind you, it's an agency that is not directly under the presidency. The Chief of Staff ought to be known. And anytime side drugs came in, and I remember in our meetings, they would inform the Chief of Staff, and they were cleared. You see the difference between President Mahama and this incompetent, corrupt minister with his gang of incompetent and corrupt ministers. Under President Mahama, this thing never happened. Look, I'll tell you one thing. Institutions ought to be allowed to work. You had Gentua, the CPP... No, sorry, the Nana
Ajantua,
the General Secretary.
And she's Secretary of
the CPP.
Nana Ajantua.
And she said,
CPP.
Yes, CPP.
CPP what?
Oh, you don't know CPP. And she said on a program on Matrix, she said, look, the difference between President Mahama and successive government, including this one, said as the PURC boss, President Mahama allowed state institutions to work. That is the crass difference. When Obama visited Ghana and addressed our parliament, even though I have a lot of problems with President Obama, he said that Africa doesn't need strong leaders. Africa needs what? Strong institutions. And juxtapose how independent those institutions were under President Mahama and what we're experiencing today. It's just, this one is nothingness. So if you have this and you tell me that they didn't know and that they have now been informed, then it means that I'm talking about the statement, the letter. Yeah, I'm saying that they have now been informed.
But you know, you've been at Ministry of Trade.
Conclude.
You've been at Ministry of Information. You know that whenever there are issues with interministerial, there are always challenges.
I don't know how many times I have to say this proverb. You know, he's a Mosi boy, Mosi and Agan. He may appreciate it. When the chief comes home with...
He doesn't speak Mosi.
This guy, he's lost. What, my mother is a Gonja. I've learned how to speak Gonja very well and understand.
He speaks Hausa.
He speaks Hausa. You are not an Hausa boy. But when
Ghana is my first language. Go there.
In fact, yes, but your Mosi is your other language. He's my slave, so that's why sometimes
you see. The first language of my family.
That's it. You know, Mosis, when they are cooking yam, they don't peel it. They just put the full yam.
There are types of yam that you don't have to cook. Maybe you don't know.
They eat yam and Kosi.
There are types of yam
some kind of species.
You don't have to.
So you see, when you have a government such as this, which is completely unaware, they don't know anything around them.
Okay.
Is that what the statement is saying?
They don't. But what does it mean? What does it mean?
Okay, our time is up.
Mutala to you as Alaji, you know that.
Mutala Mohammed, thank you very much.
I didn't go to market to address Alaji.
Thank you. Okankwe North. When is the primaries taking place? We're told that you don't have a clear timeline for when you are going to contest. I have this one from Sampi Yale who says he sent me a video. I think it's an Osu Bempa video on Wuntimi TV. This is the National Deputy Communication Officer of the or director of the MPP. He had warned A+ before the attack.
Yeah.
Children don't have vaccines. Kidney patients are dying. Women are crying over menstrual pads. Oh, what is happening in Ghana? I have this one from Koblavio of Pokwasi, Benghazi. Despite media mass arrest the MPP youth who attacked UTV or ensure that they undertake court action against the ruling MPP. But I know they can't. They are all one and the same. And then I have this one from Jerry Amajo from the North Town constituency. Says, defending the MPP government is like carrying 10 elephants on your head. So Husseini came to the studio to whitewash happenings at the UTV. Common drugs for people suffering from HIV/AIDS, they are unable to clear or procure and are waiting for Friday. What level of insensitivity? Now, this one also is coming from Isahaku Tamale. We still remember the acid throwing and maiming of CPP supporters in Kumasi. And indeed, there were 8 attempts by the UP tradition on Nkrumah's life. Isahaku Tamale.
What UP tradition?
Oh yes.
Who were the people?
So I want to please. I want to acknowledge
people who arrested.
Hanif Al Hassan,
who arrested for Kulungu.
Apia Kubi Ebenezer, Wood Eduji. Good morning to you. Masa Kekecho, as well as many of you said them. Suman, Imelda Nassar, Mani, Alfred Dodu, Ras Kotoka, and all of you will wish you. So we have to do cash out. Please, cash out. Please do cash out. Give me your phone. Let me do cash out for you. It goes with a short code *439#, and first draw 321 draw. Cash out. And today we're giving bonanza over 2,000. So the first number is 0591481.
Roland.
So we're going to call the caller after we come from the break. Thank you, gentlemen. All of you who have joined us on our stream.
This message is very important.
It's not a message.
I beg you. No, it's very important about agric. You know, there are these insects now that are eating a lot
the
of
grass.
food. In fact, is it a grass?
The grasshopper type of.
In fact, I got information from Honorable Tanko, where he farms. We all farm there, a lot of us. And the information is, in fact, there's even one chairman whose farm, about 50 acres, they went in there. He doesn't even think the man can get a bag of rice. And I think the Minister for Agric should intervene. He said he tried calling the Minister for Agric several times. He wasn't picking. They were all colleagues in Parliament. He sent him messages. If the Minister for Agric is listening, something ought to be done, because this government is saying that they want to boost local production of rice, yet they are not giving attention to some of this.
So which areas have been affected?
Around Yagba, Kubori, and many other areas. You know, when they
in
come...
Northern Ghana.
Yes, they come in mass, and that is very worrying.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back. Then again, it's a break. Make sure you have the cash out. We have Ghana's most beautiful ladies, the winners and all, coming through the studio this morning, and all of you would love to have them right here. We're taking a break. We will be right back.
Of the week. Place bets and hit the jackpot. Log into the OneXBet account. Click on the Take Part button. Place bet and take part in the jackpot draw.
Give your luck a chance.
Use promo code to get a bonus on your first deposit.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. Not for persons below 18 years. Gambling can be addictive.
Are you tired of dealing with toilet paper that irritates your skin and clogs your toilets? Your WCs? Wait, I have great news for you. Flora Toilet Roll is the game changer. Flora Toilet Roll is thick, gentle on the skin, and fragrance free, making it ideal to clean your intimate parts, as it causes no skin irritations and or allergies. The best part is it is made to dissolve easily, preventing plumbing issues and clogs. Experience the ultimate comfort of Flora Toilet Roll. No more clogs, no more skin irritations.
You'll never taste.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Mom.
Hope you're having fun at Granny's.
Yeah, but Grandma doesn't have my favorite top chocolate spread. Hi, Mom. Mommy, please, I missed top chocolate spread on bread.
Tasty too, made just for you and me. Top choco, it's chocolate choco, it's chocolate choco, it's chocolate choco. Top choco, it's chocolate.
Surprise children!
Yay! It's chocolate choco.
Taste of chocolate. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my name is Dede, and as you already know, when it comes to quality phones and accessories, but yet affordable, it's Franco Trading Enterprise. We are #1. We have television set from 24 inches to 65 inches, Franco air condition from 1.5 horsepower to 2.5 horsepower. We have mobile phones, iPhones, Nokia, Samsung, Huawei, Infinix, Alcatel, and accessories like phone protectors, phone covers, pen drive, hard drives. We have skilled personnel who will serve you as you wish. So look no further than Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise, the home of quality air condition, television, mobile phones, and accessories.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Ghana coming out again, the same squad. For LeBron, he's got it! Throw it down, pin!
Sports Station, Mondays, 9 p.m. on TV3.
Sports Station is brought to you by Betway, Nesta Mouthwash.
Flamingo Paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
We are Fast in News, Best in Entertainment. TV3, your #1 station, as part of activities marking our anniversary month, brings you an unforgettable experience this October. Dubbed October to Remember. This October, TV3 brings you a wide range of exciting programs to spice up your viewing experience. I love you! Watch out for exciting new series, gripping talk shows, heated political talk shows, riveting drama series, and much more. The TV3 Anniversary Month, giving you an exciting viewing experience with a broad array of exciting content this October, only on TV3. Fast in News, Best in Entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars for the most spectacular event of the year. On Saturday, October 14, the Aviation Social Center transforms into a food lover's paradise as we proudly present the TV3 Schools Connect, Food Bazaar, and Kitchen Wars Grand Finale. It's not just a food festival, it's a party too. Which senior high school wins the basketball and five-a-side soccer tournament? It's a showdown like no other. And for all you nostalgia seekers, we've got the sweet sounds of old school music to transport you back in time. And now the big one, the grand finale of Kitchen Wars. Watch as the final four schools battle it out for culinary supremacy. Who will be crowned the champion of the kitchen? TV3 Schools Connect on Saturday, October 14 is the ultimate fusion of food, music, sports, and entertainment. So save the date, tell your friends, and get ready to savor the flavors. TV3 Schools Connect and Kitchen Wars Grand Finale, where food meets fun. Kitchen Wars, your school fit cook. The TV3 Schools Connect is sponsored by Gino, PGL, and Napa Foods. Connect FM Community Street Rap Battle Season 6, the Duet Edition. Are you ready? Are you a rapper? Do you have that powerful voice to sing? Are you a music duo who can rap and sing as well? Then bring your A game on as we prepare you for Stardom. It's the Connect FM Community Street Rap Battle 6 Duets Edition.
Oh, that was the Samidian Fino. Join
the auditions at the location near you. Takwa, Tuesday 10th October at the Blues Lodge. Axim, Wednesday 11th October at Komba Sport. And Takrady 12th October at Connect FM Pipeano. Come audition and unlock your door to Stardom. For inquiries, call 0245 787 886 or 0244 244 027. Sponsors, Carefront Travel and Tour, Gasm Cement, Daywa 539 Jackpot. Supporters, Faith Homeopathic, Multi-Park Limited, Green Line Logistics, Media Partners, TV3, Onia TV, Community Street Rap Battle Season 6. Who is king?
I'm a serious. The same got to moon, I'm a sissy. Me could be a bar, me bar. I mean, as a kind of contact. Cause we are some movie show, baby. Timmy, I do my den, I'm a deep. How about you met so many people? It's a dick, I crave it, me. Friday, I could be in my club. Me, I'm by your Bakuya, I'm talking. One corner, one gunner. So, what's the idea that I am? I ran to my bro, me young Canada. But music, I'm a baby, no, I'm a baby, no, tell me, Pana, come on, tell me, Pana, come and I get to give me the survey. I get to get in the survey. Tell me, Pana, come on, tell me, Pana, come and I get to get in the survey.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah in the highest. What's it in your nyame? All by your mercy and your grace, I am grateful. You've turned my life around. Now I'm a shining star.
Last year by this time I'm daddy. Me this car, me go to but I'm a planet. I know what I go do, more routine I have me. Dima teme kame kuti pona wabe kame. Woka masam de via minte. Mene woka na se minte. I'm focused. Me pesa me ame own boss. Encha wana fe. Abe boss and ben amante. They say my songs be a real one kwa. And so minti be a just